Hi, hello, my name is Julia and I could be your erotic photographer. And this video is about the cuckold fantasy. The clients, usually men, get in touch with me and asking about erotic photo shoot for their wives. Okay, so very often the clients are not transparent and they are not straightforward. They will say, "Oh, I would like to take a very beautiful pictures of my wife," and that's it. Okay, and then they, during the discussion about this photo shoot, then it come up somehow that, oh, it will be great to have a model in there. Okay, and then we start a totally different conversation, which is not boudoir for her, but this is a cuckold fantasy shoot where most likely the husband, the partner, will be participating, okay, in this shoot. And so, like you see, there is two different things going on. People are embarrassed and ashamed to do a photo shoot. Another thing is, very often their second half, spouse, wife, girlfriend, doesn't know even that her partner is planning this. Okay, it happened to me many times when I would say to this guy, because he is, calling and talking to me a lot, let her get in touch, let her send me an email, and then they disappear. Okay, so this photo shoot, cuckold fantasy photo shoot, is very popular, and most of the time the man is initiator of this fantasy. He would like to see his wife, his girlfriend with another man. Okay, and today I'm just having this discussion. Okay, the guy who yesterday contacted me, they're traveling and they will be in London for 2 weeks. They were talking about a boudoir shoot for her, and that he is not a great photographer and he would like to take pictures now. And at this very moment we are discussing models. Okay, bold models. Okay, bold models to be with his wife. Okay, so what I'm saying is to you, the photo shoot and the fantasies and the progression and the appetite is growing. Okay, and if you was just thinking about a beautiful picture of your wife, the next day probably, I don't know, maybe it's subconscious, maybe this is consciously they saying that they want, boudoir shoot, and then they changing this fantasy into a threesome. Okay, into a threesome. And I am as a photographer feeling a difference, okay? Difference in creating such art, because when there is a couple photo shoot or there is a photo shoot for one person, is one energy, is one vibe, is one theme, is one fantasy, right? When there is a couple, we can create totally different fantasies and different content, if you understand what I mean. I'm an erotic photographer and I'm shooting adult content without limitation. And what it takes then to bring a third person into the scene, into the set. Okay, I am the one who is arranging and dealing with that model. I am connecting and contacting the model, discussing financial situation, discussing fantasy planning and scenarios with the model on couple's behalf. Okay, on your behalf, basically, right? And I will be the one who will be booking the model for you. You will be just sending me a deposit. Okay, so what often I experience, that people are embarrassed. Okay, first they saying me one thing and they booking one thing, and I am pricing them, and I'm, how to say, putting one idea in my head, and the next day they were like, oh, actually we would like to have a model with us, right? So that's a totally different shoot. These are three people in front of the camera. Okay, and somehow for my clients, it's when it comes to studio photography and in general studio work, does not occur that the third person has to, how to say, someone has to pay for him as well. Okay, they can't book one person photo shoot and bring 10 people in the studio. It's not working this way. If you are hiring the restaurant, you would know that it's not working this way. You can't pay one person meal and then bring 10 people to eat. You would be paying for everyone's drink and everyone's food and everyone's a dessert. Okay, maybe you will get how to say, a candy at the end. But that's how it goes. The same in the studio. Okay, if you want to bring another person, a model, yesterday I was talking with a couple and they booked a photo shoot for a couple, and then they decided to do a threesome, and they decided to bring the model, and I said, yes, great, okay, you will be paying for that extra person on set, because I will be working with that person and I will be filming and taking pictures. And And for some reason they were like, oh, really, we need to pay for that person? Yes, everyone who comes to the studio, use the facilities, use my advice, and use my time, right? Everyone will be charged. Okay, and that's how it goes. This is an adult business, and very often I have these problems with clients and with models, because they booking the model and they think that for that fee, model will do every fantasy, okay, everything that they would imagine, or it's written in Kama Sutra book. No, it's not. And usually models have a standard services which they provide. Okay, girlfriend experience, boyfriend experience, everything what is come out of that standard list. Okay, it has to be priced accordingly, and it's got have to be an extras. Okay, and this is something else what my clients are surprised, how is that? And to be fair, extras is not my specialty. It is not something that I would discuss with my models. I will tell them in advance that, for example, there are certain services that standard models would not do. So I would need to know about those services, but then you will discuss privately with your model, because this is your business between the client and between the model. I am just here, like this light. I am just lighting. Okay, I am just lighting and shooting the content. Okay, every detail, how you want to come, where you want to come and stuff, this is not photographer's business. Basically, it is an adult photo shoot, it is an adult scenarios. I can create all of that, but there are some details. For example, there was a couple who booked a model, and then they send me the message asking, do I provide condoms and lubes and other stuff? Okay, and I was just laughing, because I actually do have a spare in as an emergency thing if someone will run out or forget, but I do not provide this. And I said to them that I provide digital content. Okay, that means imagery and that means videos. Okay, I don't photographers do not walk around and share around the condoms. Okay, if you want to have something, and condoms can be different sizes as well. Okay, it's like lenses. Okay, I know what kind of the lenses I shoot for a certain scenes and scenarios. Condoms as well is a different size. Imagine if I have very small condoms, and vice versa. Imagine if I have two big condoms. Okay, so this is not my responsibility to know what client size is. Okay, this is absolutely client's responsibility to care about their, how to say, personal or private things, and what they like, that's what they bring. If they're planning to do something naughty in the studio, they letting me know that these type of sets and scenarios will be required, and I will be shooting them. Okay, which is totally fine, but then you will bring your own condom. Okay, that's how it works. So what this video is about, the Cuckold shoot, and I've started it with approach from men. Okay, booking such a experience for their partners, for their girlfriends, for their wives. And like I say, very often they just maybe had this fantasy discussed about this, but she is not, how to say, fully aware that it's gonna happen, or when it's gonna happen, or how to say, what she needs to do and stuff. And very often the guys go ahead and already discuss these fantasies with the photographer like me, and they are even trying to book one. Okay, and they are not aware. This is something what I want you to do, to know that I'm aware of. Okay, and then another thing is that, this photo shoot, what I was just discussing today about the Cuckold fantasy, the guy is writing me and saying that, oh, my wife is very conscious of her body, and he sent her pictures, okay, to me, and nothing wrong with her body. Okay, no, seriously, she looked at her age very hot. Okay, and her body looked great. Okay, and the thing is that, this woman psychological, how to say, state is very important during those photo shoots. That's why I'm talking about the energies, and that's why I'm talking about, how to say, everyone being on the same level and on the same page. Everyone is getting ready for this type of experience. Okay, so very often women would not do such adventure and such shoot, because they are conscious of their body, and regardless how they look. Okay, no, seriously, this is a mental state of the person. You can have a very curvy, very happy, and very confident lady, right? And you can have a very skinny. She would look, oh, like she would look good and okay, but she will be absolutely, how to say, discouraged, okay? And she would not like herself, and she did not have this confidence, okay? And that is all about this mental state. Okay, and the reason why you're booking this shoot is probably to fix that, because men want their wife or their second half looking hot, feeling hot about themselves, feeling sexy, feeling horny, and expressing their fantasies and trying and doing things and being, crazy, and this type of photo shoots would actually fix the things. It just, the problem is how you convinced her. Okay, so most likely, I would suggest not to talk about anything with your wife and not to say anything, because you probably said enough and nothing happened. It is better to book a shoot and come to me and talk to me directly, okay? Because I have a totally different energy field and totally different approach to this subject, and the woman most likely understand that for her sexual development, for her sexual IQ, she is always willing to try things. And I'm not saying that will be something like extraordinary and someone will jump on you and grab you and squeeze you something inside of you. No, 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 everything happens naturally and slowly, and it has to happen, how to say, on the certain pace, the way client feels itself. It's not a porn shoot that, how to say, there is there is a time and you need to shoot it very quickly and do this is not that kind of an experience. So that's what I'm saying. It is helping woman, okay, mental state, and sexuality in general. It is part of woman's health. Okay, the way she thinks about herself, the way she feels about herself, it's reflected in their relationship. Okay, it's reflected in relationship her with herself, but in the same time it's reflected on him. Okay, that's why all these guys who are ringing me and messaging me and writing me, they want to fix that. They want to fix their wife sexuality or sexual mental state. Okay, and that is why they bringing them here and paying for that photo shoot and paying for that model. Okay, and they want to see if there is, how to say, any change, if there is any spark, if there is any, how to say, stimulation happening, if she's changing, because through this life, they choose the partner and something happens with that person. Okay, maybe first they're pretending that they are cool and sexy, and with their life they just drift and drift apart. Okay, and they want to bring that person, okay, closer to them and have a different life experience, because they are with them, day and night. That's why there is something is missing, and that is why they're looking out there, okay, and finding someone like me, okay, that I could fix, I could change, I could help, I could do something about it, right? That's the truth, okay? And majority of the time only men contact me, seriously. There are women, okay, but the women are different thing. The woman, when women contact me, okay, they doing it to piss the guy off, okay, and make him jealous straight away. Jealous is not a good energy, okay? It shift the things, okay? It actually, how to say, it actually one of the emotions that you would experience, definitely, okay? And I've seen a lot of times when we are shooting these type of fantasies, and it triggers a lot the guys, and they need to compose themselves and they need to control themselves, and it's a challenge not only for women but then for the men's side as well. Okay, but what I'm saying is here that there is an opportunity. Okay, there is a option. Okay, like a Cuckold fantasy, it's a clear option which will trigger how to say, reactions inside of you. You can talk with your partner, you can, how to say, take to the nice holidays and buy nice things and stuff. It will not affect as much as creating certain circumstances. Okay, this is going to be an atmosphere where, how to say, we are playing out erotic scenarios and we are playing erotic adventures. okay? And it is absolutely up to the client how far she wants to go. But I always book a confident model, okay? Models are not scared of the clients, okay? They're not scared to cuddle them, they're not scared to touch them, they're not scared to kiss them, they're not scared, okay? They're there to create that sexual connection, and they're there to create that sexual energy, okay? And that type of the models I like to work with, because it takes a lot of time to, if the model, woman very rarely, how to say, confident and ready and jumping on the model. It's very rarely. They always hold back, okay? So when you're shooting a cuckold fantasy, it has to be someone in charge, which is me, okay? Me, who is preparing and explaining and bringing everything, on the table. That is going to happen this, okay? This set is for this set is for this is maximum that you can go. It's not that I am letting people inside the studio, they're running around and who's catching who and stuff. No, okay? We know where we are filming or where we are shooting. I am setting up the light in there, okay? It's not like a general light switched on. We are adjusting the light. We're creating art with the light as well, okay? We're testing, and during that period of time, this woman and this model have freedom, okay, to express themselves, to connect with themselves, to play a little bit and stuff. The reason why I make this way, okay, is for that reason, for them, okay? It's not for me. I could make my studio set up and certain lightings are prepared, and then they just come quickly and then they shoot everything and they will go home. That's how porn is done, okay? And that's why is the difference to shoot in my studio and to shoot in some other studio where everything's set up in a different way. You will get a different energy, and of course it's a different outcome and a different experience. Maybe the sex will be the same, but in general, I feel that on the energy level and on the vibration level, it is more exciting, okay, to have that anticipation, to have that testing time, that I am not ready, that they are waiting for me, okay? This all, done on purpose, okay? That they must understand that they are part of this creation, okay? And the way they stand, maybe something is wrong, I don't like. Maybe my light is wrong, I don't like. Maybe I need to change something. This is part of how you make art. It doesn't come instantly, okay? It takes time, and the reason why I'm doing it, because I know what I'm making. Okay, I know what I'm making. If everything would be ready, and everything will be set up for them, then it's going to be a conveyor experience, right? Conveyor experience, people will not get it, that they're in a part of the creation and they're participating in somewhere. There will be like a furniture, you bring the chair, you use the chair, you bring, the table, you use the table. This is not how I see. Okay, sexual experiences involve body, and body has to create a certain energy of vibrations and how to say, and that takes time. Okay, and a different person takes a different time. Okay, and I reflect exactly that during that photo shoot. That is why for me it is very hard to say how long the photo shoot will take and how much we will pay. I always ask, what is your experience? Because if you are amazing models and you can just jump on set and that create amazing sets, like you're in love, you don't care that you're in front of the camera, you are just doing your stuff and things, then that's fine, I can calculate that. But most of my clients are doing this first time. Okay, and that reflects on me. Imagine someone scary, someone stiff, someone frozen, cannot relax, the face is, how to say, horrible, okay, like that. You understand what I'm talking about? This is me who already did videos, and I can, how to say, flirt and chat with you on the camera. I am relaxed at the moment with you, okay? But because I am relaxed, I had this experience, okay, in front of the camera. I had this. That's why you feel this way. That's why you feel it's so cool, right? To listen to me and what I'm saying to you, I can wave with my hand. I don't really care, okay? I can mess about, okay? This is fun experience. This is real, right? But believe me, when people are shooting first time in their life, they don't feel this way. They do not open up straight away. It takes a lot of different manipulations for me to go to and try things. Okay, and I try different things. Okay, I am seriously trying, and the model is one of the tools that we use to relax that woman in Cuckold fantasy. This is a tool. Okay, the model know how to approach her. The model know how to cuddle her. The model know how to move her. The model knows that this is not his shoot. The model knows that the majority of the shots will be her in the center. He has to be as an accessory, as something that is there to stimulate her, to create that energy. Very often during the photo shoot, when I shoot a Cuckold fantasy, the man who is watching the scene will say, she is changed. He cannot recognize her face. Okay, that is why I can tell that the sexual energy works, and that is very important for me. Okay, to create that. Okay, because there are people who are blocked, stiff, the face is all, how to say, tensed, right? There is no glow, there is no relaxation coming. It just have to say it's all unpleasant. And I know that inside they feeling that they're in pain, or they feel nervous, or they feel shy, or they feel awkward, or they worry inside. Okay, there are many, how to say, feelings and emotions going through that head and that moment. Okay, so it is not straightforward. When person is coming for a photo shoot first time, it is not easy. I can tell that this is easy because I can tell you exactly what to do. But in terms of the energy levels, it is not easy. Okay, there are very sexy models who will come to me to shoot, and I say, okay, let's create this sexual photo shoot. And then they, okay, and that's over, right? So you need to move them, and you need to talk to them, you need to loosen them up, you need to do a lot of work so that they would be so sexy in front of the camera, okay, would look that hot. Okay, this hotness, this sexuality is not coming out if you are not there to work with that person and open it up. Okay, usually it's on the way around. They're closing down. Okay, they're closing down, they hiding, they moving away from the camera. There is a reverse, okay, actions going on. Okay, and you were like, no, come closer, no, okay, repeat that. Okay, it was great, but then if you do it this way and this, you do it this way. Very often my shoot takes long time because I need to sit down and show them how the picture looks like. If they don't understand, okay, I need to sit down and go through the picture and say, okay, look, this way, and this way. Okay, do you like it? Imagine if you will be doing this and doing this, it will look totally different. And then they get it. Okay, but they cannot put themselves into the frame. When they come and try this for the first time, it is very hard. Okay, and so if we talk about woman, okay, and let me just finish this with the subject about woman. Okay, what the women do is they go to I don't know, to a search engine, Pinterest or Google, whatever, and they choose the best, most prettiest, hot and sexiest model. Instagram, for example, right? They choose those model, and they somehow do not realize that these hot, sexy models being in front of the camera for a really long time. Okay, that they had this experience to create that energy and to represent themselves. Okay, and that's why they look this way. Okay, when they come to a photographer like me, very often women think that this is on me. Okay, that the participant, okay, that girl, which is a model, she doesn't want to take responsibility that the picture, how it looks, it depends on her. Okay, if she all hot and sexy, okay, the picture would be like that. Okay, I can't create her sexiness and hotness if there is none there. Okay, so the photographer plays a very big part. Okay, it actually opens that flower. Okay, and it shows that essence. Okay, and if the photographer is not able to connect with the client and not able to, I'm not saying joking. I'm not saying being straightforward. I'm not saying being truthful. I'm not saying being honest. I don't know what that is, but every person has a different trigger. Okay. And I don't like to lie to anyone. Okay. And I don't say nonsense like that. If the person is mature and looking in a great or in a good shape or in, in a great way, I'm not going to lie saying, oh, you're going to look like 18 years old. Okay. She will not. If she is 60, she will not look like 18. Okay, we can create an energy and she will be much, much younger. That's my objective. Okay, not to lie to people, right? Because what in the photography happens, and I came from the part, there was a very big part which I spent in post production, in the editing, when I was working with glamour models. Okay, and they lie. Okay, these models are the biggest liars and the biggest believers in the lies. Okay, because I can tell you that the Photoshop does the magic. Nothing is real about that picture. Okay, when you go to escort and you will see all the models, all these beautiful glamorous girls, the level of the retouch went into insane mode. Okay, insane mode. And I cannot believe that men are so stupid. Okay, men are so dumb. Okay, that they believe in that. Okay, there are models which are pretty, don't get me wrong. Okay, but they have other problems. Okay, that's true. Okay, that's true. And even those pretty models, they would be how to say, looking for any imperfections, and they will be looking for something is wrong with them. Okay, but what I'm saying is to you that glamour photography went into the point that it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous how they polishing that body, that this person doesn't look like that person. Okay, and that's what they selling to men. Okay, and so how to say, it's something what makes me sick. Okay, because when I look at real photography, okay, when I look, it's the real view. Okay, I don't use here filters. It is a studio light I'm using here, right? But you can see there are imperfections, right? There are imperfections, how she can pose, okay, being in her mature age, and not to reveal that. It's not possible, right? Unless, of course, she can be standing very far and the light source will be very far. This is other techniques and things. But I am for reality, okay? And if I'm shooting adult content without limitations, I have to come up close, okay? And take that penetration shot. For me, shooting, how to say, from another room and someone is making love scenes or a blowjob on the set and I am somewhere there, it's a nonsense. Okay, so I have to come and I have to shoot all those wrinkles, and believe me, when you're doing a blowjob set, it shows. Okay, it can't look that much glamorous, like all glamour model standing in there and all this face and all this pose and body is perfect, and then you are shooting, how to say, content which is explicit manner. Okay, and when you need to lose yourself and when you need to show your real body, show your real personality, I am not applying this ridiculous Photoshop, because I love this natural look. Okay, seriously, I love this natural look. It's sexy for me. Okay, and so, how to say, I am here to let you know that when I'm shooting adult content without limitations, I am shooting and I'm editing less. I'm editing less. Okay, because it is ridiculous to polish vagina, or I was doing that, to be fair. Okay, and there are guys who would ask me to enlarge their penis on the Photoshop. Can you imagine? And those things are still happening, and I would rather, if I have this situation like that, I would rather use camera as a manipulative technique, okay, and shoot it in this way than, enlarge his cock in the Photoshop. It's not that I can't do it, of course I can, okay, but in my personal, I'm taking my direction, I don't give a fuck what other people saying or thinking, okay. If I believe that his cock is big enough, okay, and I took a very hot and good picture of that tool, okay, I'm not gonna, expand and enlarge and stuff. These things, again, when people are shooting for, and they saying that this is for my own use, and then they trying to, how to say, to sell that content, because when you say, oh, this is for work, I will charge double, okay. And that's why I'm not editing later, okay, if they say, oh, I would like to do this, because this is a private, and if it's a private use, you don't need this, how to say, stupid arrangements, right? So people are trying to be clever with me, right? And I'm trying to be clever back, okay. But I'm just saying, now, like never, I'm going in opposite direction. I am not editing any vaginas and any cocks, okay. And I like, how to say, natural skin and real look, okay. It makes me feel sick, sometimes when I make a video on Instagram, and I still, a few days ago I was editing, and I'm recording one video, which is a live video view, and I'm recording one with the filter. It makes me sick to look at myself, okay. And some people, they so washed off in their brain, I don't know, this information just was washed off, that they do not realize that they do not match the reality, and they want to live better in this out of reality world. And that's, of course, how to say, their own preference. But I am against all of that, and I'm not editing, how to say, explicit content. So finishing this Cuckold fantasy shoot is that there are a lot of suffering people, okay, and there are many women, okay, there are men as well, but there are many women who suffering about their bodies, and Cuckold fantasy shoot will reveal, okay, these imperfections. I am saying I'm not editing her face or her body to look her amazing and perfect next to that model. She has to shine through her body with her personality, with her sexuality. The energy should outshine her imperfections. That is why we're doing this photo shoot in the first place, okay? Not to concentrate on her wrinkle. For example, now you can see that the way I lit this part is not lit enough, okay? And so it forms the shadow, okay? I don't care. Seriously, you can look at my good side, right? Okay, so Cuckold fantasy shoot involves a model and involves a couple, okay? Most of the time the guys are booking the photo shoot. And what I'm saying is that I am not editing this content, okay? I am not. First of all, it takes a lot of time. The second of all, it removes them from the reality, okay? The fantasy world is the fantasy, is the sexual fantasy, which can create a reality here in the studio. Yes, and I do not edit cocks and vaginas and blowjob shots just to remove those, how to say, stretch marks, or just to remove that, love handle or whatever. I don't care. It's there at that moment, and the woman and the man should accept that. That's how the body looks like, okay? And that's what I'm about to tell you, okay? Thank you so much for watching. It's finished now. Go back and revisit this thing. I'm finished. This was a whole fantasy shoot and about body imperfections, how the women are conscious about going into the photo shoot because of the bodies, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Kiss you. Mean it. Bye.